All right, welcome to KayoticVerse. We are doing a little section called the Logic Trap where we just come here and conversate and talk and you can say interview each other on questions, game related. For this topic, it's obviously about Marvelrivals and season 5 and basically our opinion on it. But we're going to showcase the city. Anyway, continue for the first question. Masketeers, is there anything that you want to take back from like what you said about the past season or past characters, because your experience might be different now?
Yes, I thought that I knew who the top throwers were, but I found some very secret bandits that are throwing my games. Those characters would be Rocket is the #1 throw that I can think of. Whenever I see Rocket, he just silently skates by with 1-11 and 1-12, but having high heels and people were like, well, he's good, he's doing his job. That's starting to bother me. I was excited for Rocket when I saw they got his ultimate back, but looking back at it, he still has some flaws as far as his design. So could just be a me thing, but I think I just don't like how Rocket's design. I really need to redesign ASAP.
Okay, now because I play with you, you used to have some comments about Invis until you played Invis, and your thoughts changed. So how do you feel about Invis now?
I used to hate basically fighting Invis. Still kind of do, but I would say after playing Invis, I realized more how her playstyle is actually supposed to work. She's actually one of the more fun medics for me this season, no cap. The fact that you actually have a shield that allows you to heal yourself, that's one thing that I asked for. Rivals did add it to the game, so my opinion of actually Invis has changed dramatically because now she's really good for like people that are throwing your games or like not wanting to peel or help for you because she can play independently, heal herself, strategically place the shield. I actually love the redesign they did with that, and I feel like she's basically the sign that this game is going to get more in depth as they add more features to the game. So
okay, I like that. Any other things about the previous season you want to take back before I give my thoughts and opinions?
I would say let's say somebody I had an opinion about that I was wrong on. Another guy that's sneaking by on like kind of scot-free is this guy, Mr. Fantastic. I had an opinion that he was annoying before, but now I gotta say that I kind of wanted them to revert the changes back to what he was, because now he's an unkillable machine where he literally will like bloat up and then armor up, and then when he does this and he goes back to base form, he gets all his health back after going big. That is insane to me. Like, that's actually crazy. Yeah, I thought he was broke before. He is uber broken now, like uber broken in my opinion. So
okay, I agree. His presence definitely has gathered my notice this season. Anything else, anything specifically about tanks?
I would say I feel differently about Captain America as a tank now. It's like now that I realize if you don't, because I was just holding R2 and like smacking people and getting kills, but if you don't have the melee cancel with him, it's like you're throwing. Like now when I see Captain America and they don't do the melee cancel, it's like they're literally throwing my games, essentially. Yeah, I love Cap, but until I master that melee cancel, I just generally, that's why you haven't seen me play him. Like that melee cancel really, it matters because like let's say with these dies on somebody like Cloak and Dagger, and you don't have that melee cancel, you're in a situation where you legitimately cannot kill the medic, and they'll just stay up and you'll just wasting time until someone else comes to kill you.
Okay, and appreciate you breaking down these mechanics. All right, do you want to proceed with the next question?
Yes, please.
All right, so season 5, new character. What is your opinion on our new healer strategist, Gambit?
I think he's healthy for the game long term because he basically added the ability for medics to be able to have more fighting mechanics to like the ground pound heals himself and teammates. The anti-heal gives you splash damage on top of anti-heal, which is 2-in-1. We've never seen splash damage and anti-heal outside of Blade. And I'm glad they're giving the medics some more tools to fight with. But also, again, between him and Invis's changes, they're showing that medics are becoming more complex. Before, you see a ton of constant people on YouTube talking about, well, all the medics are heal bots and all they do is heal. And I find it kind of boring, kind of overpowered, right? But now, Gambit is a game changer because he feels more like a hybrid between a DPS and a healer because he does decent damage, consistent healing. He can stop alt spam. He's like, by his own presence in the game, rather than make crowd control weaker, which they did overall with this patch, he has the ability to completely remove crowd control out the game. So let's say Doctor Strange's move where Aya Agamotto, he freezes you, he stops you, you can't move. With his cleanse or his flush, he literally can remove ults out the game. That is incredibly powerful. But also, I like how they balanced it out to where usually where a character has a mechanic, there's a way to remove the cooldown for his cards. They make you resource management extra heavy with Gambit because they realize that his power, without even ultimate, is game changing. So I would say he's actually very healthy for the game. Like, very. Also, I would say one more thing to add on. He counters the biggest complaint in the game, which is triple heal comp, where people complain that nothing ever dies. Because he's able to basically shoot full screen and a lightning fast, unreactable pace with the actual anti-heal, he allows you to kill what was previously the unkillable. So triple heal does still exist, but it's not as strong as it was because of the fact that we have anti-heal is just rampant in the game, and now you have like he's like an anti-heal sniper in a way. Like he's completely made anti-heal not even as prevalent. On top of his ultimate, me and Marsh were discussing that his ultimate is more of an aggressive ultimate, which is also a game changer from the previous ultimates, where typically you have a healing ultimate and most people just use healing ultimates to hold a point or position or to stall. He's not made for stall comp. He's made to go in aggressively, and if you're just basically getting a gambit buff and you're just holding point and not moving, you're wasting the ult. You see what I'm saying? He's basically changing the ultimates to where we're getting to have different types of ultimates for healers, so people can't just say, oh, all y'all do is heal in a circle, because that was a topic of discussion that I was hearing people say all the healers do is heal in an actual circle, and it's boring and they're tired of it. So now again, Gambit is dynamic. He's giving people a hyper jump, explosions, rapid healing, canceling CCs. He's doing it all, so very happy with that.
Nice. All right, take a stroll down this little street with me real quick.
All right,
we're gonna head down there. If it gets too loud, we can walk back. All right, so the next question is well, you kind of answered it because you just say like he's more of an offensive. You described what his mechanics are for, the resource management. Because I was basically going to ask you was how do you like Gambit to be executed? But if you have, go ahead.
I can expand upon that. It's actually noisy as fuck over here. Let's move over.
I was trying to show this party over here real quick. I seen like 8 people jump up at the same time.
I would say that the Gambit has layers, and the reason they say he's the hardest character in the game right now is because he very much depends on what comp you're going against, right? So let's say I'm fighting against Strange. I'm fighting against, who else does he cancel out? I'm fighting against Angela. I'm fighting against restrictive, slow down, I'm gonna lock you down, ultimate type characters, right? If I have Gambit on team, I can cancel out both those ultimates, even if you combo them together. Let's say you throw Angela ult, and then you throw Aya Agamotto, and you're just gonna kill the whole team. I can just cleanse both of those away. So I would say, with Gambit having the system to be able to cancel out ultimates, he has to be even more cognizant and aware of the comp that he's going against. Does that make sense? Because when those type of compositions, Gambit can't be as selfish as he wants to be, because what people are also ignoring, although that's like a very game-changing and powerful mechanic that he can actually remove ultimates, you can't just get by using one of the 4 cards. You have to use 2 cards, which means you use half of your, secret resource, your trump card, essentially. And it's kind of funny to the character. He's a card playing character, and as he being a card playing character, he has to, you can't play without a full deck or show all the cards in your hand. If you use all the cards in your hand, you just become essentially like a heal bot, DPS kind of character, and then Gambit uses his actual utility. And I want to say, if you want to play offensive Gambit, what people will do is when you need to push, Gambit will throw anti-heal on the first thing in front of him. Or I've even seen some Gambits do something really crazy, right? You know how Moon Knight kind of flanks to behind the team and just throws Ankh and deletes you? I've seen some Gambits that are really good will communicate to their team. They'll flank to the right or the left, depending on the map. They will literally sneak to the behind the enemy lines, right? Throw anti-heal on both medics, and he'll kill both medics by himself. That is like a thing going on. And it's really game-changing because as I'm seeing Gambit's potential, he's like I said, the most dynamic character I've seen in the game, because you can't say that Gambit can't do any one thing, you know what I mean? The situation does dictate, but he can play flank, he can play front line, he can play back line. There's many ways to play Gambit. That's the thing. It just more so depends on how aggressive your team is. Is your team slow paced? Are they like hyper aggressive? Are they diving? Are you playing into a poke comp? He just has to more so fall in line with what's the play style of the team. If you're playing poke, he's just gonna be throwing anti-heal the entire time. If they're playing dive, he might be the person that throws anti-heal before Venom dives down, does anti-heal on top of that with his ult, and just instantly kills them. You see what I'm saying? Because people talk about patty cake, but it's kind of hard to patty cake when both of y'all are anti-healed. You know what I'm saying? Because when you get hit with anti-heal, there's a 30% debuff from healing. That is huge. That's almost 50%. So you're not going to be able to heal enough in time to stop the burst damage that's going to come down and follow that up. So I just, yeah, again, game changer. Huge game changer.
All right, cool. Now, I forgot to ask myself I forgot to answer the first question about some things I take about season 5. What I take back about season 5 was how I described Angela. It's too funny. He is very powerful, beautiful kid. Same thing with Daredevil. Do you utilize them? I didn't understand how great they were. I think you have a better way of describing like the mechanics, but the shield bash is great. It stuns people. You are able to take people off the map with it, or really just displace people is a great advantage. When you explore a lot of people, I keep forgetting to pull out Angela, but sometimes she's situational, and in comp, I find myself solo tanking, or my last experience I solo tanked.
I was gonna say, to my point with Angela, when she first came out, I felt like her base kit was fun, powerful, and game changing, but I felt like the ultimate was kind of lacking, and then the dive mechanic that you just saw me use, this right here, I felt like the dive bomb was kind of weak because I felt like you were afraid to touch the ground. Does that make sense? Like me as an Angela player, I would touch the ground and almost immediately die because I would be fighting, and what would happen is I would get deleted because the armor that you gain from fighting was negligible, right? So I was asking for like an armor buff, and I was asking for the ultimate to not be able for you to be able to shoot it as fast. So they changed those two things, and now when she throws the ultimate, let's gambits around, you pretty much can insta lock people into somebody else's ultimate. Does that make sense? So I'll throw Angela's ultimate, it'll lock you down, and then Iron Man will follow up and Iron Pulse you. Or I'll throw her ultimate, and Cloak and Dagger will throw her ultimate on top of my ultimate. It's always been good as a combo ult, but like now it's actually like really hard to get rid of it because it's 800 health. But on top of that, Angela's the whole purpose of design. When they put Angela in the game, you remember how they basically advertised her in the trailer? She was basically killing everything that was a flyer. That was because most people in this game, like I said, when the game first came out, they were complaining about flyers the most out of everything else. And this is why. Technically, flyers at one point in this game were the most powerful thing you could play because everybody says that poke is the most prominent, strongest thing on this game, or hit scan. And flyer had multiple hit scan, multiple high mobility, you have to look up and pay attention type characters that shoot off angles. But with Angela, they literally put in the perfect creature to literally hunt them down, on top of nerfing the flyers. So you made the flyers weaker, you gave her a shield and infinite flight. So as you saw many times, I say if they're playing Angela, even if she's half decent, I can't play Angela because of that. I can't play Iron Man because of that. Like if there's a half decent Angela in the room and I'm playing Iron Man, what'll happen is I'll have to divert my attention from actually killing the medics and pressuring the DPS and then the tanks, because I have to literally fight Angela the entire time. You see what I'm saying? And Angela has the ability as an assassin character to literally pick off and choose to harass one player, and that might be the best player in the whole like lobby, right? But Angela will sit there and harass you to the point where if your team doesn't work together to get her out of there, then she can control the entire fight. Like she single-handedly ended the like flyer comp. I thought she was gonna be an asset to flyer comp, but she is. But to be honest, when Angela got in the game, most people just stopped playing flyer altogether. On top of the Ultron nerf, so
yeah, I think people underestimate the power of displacement, but also it's keeping somebody else occupied. Even if you don't kill them, if you could keep, like, it's like having Jeff running, but Jeff's a healer, so they're working with one healer and they don't know that they're fighting like 5-on-5. But like I said, they won't have one healer. Angela has taken me out of place and not killed me, but well, it can happen, but you know, put you in the other team's back line. I had a room that was full of penny mines. I had an Angel like take me there, and you know, the possibility of getting pulled off that just getting apologies, I heard the same thing twice. And you know about the possibility of just getting taken off the map in general. I think people underestimate her ground attack abilities, and the third it being a dash. I'm not saying the longer you spend the time on the ground, but one who takes advantage of that, and then especially when the people are in those spikes and they're taking the damage, because I didn't know that until you told me that was a thing, but it made sense. All right.
You take damage on the spikes, but also every time you hit somebody, pretty Previously, it was like plus 20 armor, which was nothing, but now it's plus 40, so it's like you're matching the damage you're taking while fighting. It's pretty powerful now.
Yeah, and I picked her up, but I already switched to like 2 other characters. Ended up playing Daredevil and Phoenix. But yeah, I like her. I wish I could play her more, but I know I'll probably be able to play her more in the future. We probably have like a more bigger variety of tanks. All right, so the other question, I'll skip the Gambit one. The next question is any buffs, nerfs that you dislike or in like?
The Ultron nerf, I feel like was overdone. Nerfing his healing when he's a support was kind of goofy to me. I do love the team up that Widow has with the healing Widow strategy. That's actually pretty cool. What I think they should do, this season overall was a W for me because you buffed majority of the game, so I'm not going to complain about patch notes and well, this character got this or this character got that. What I think you should collectively do is focus on adding more utility to the game, right? You just touching the numbers on this stat or that stat, you know, can hurt or help the game. But what I want them to do with Ultron, I like his game plan because he's like a flying sniper that counters dive, safe from dive, can pretty much delete people that don't pay attention. 90% of the time, people don't even pay attention to Ultron. I'm just sniping people across the map. I think what Ultron needs, and people have been asking for this when they talked about they wanted the healing beam to be a base part of his kit. That should have been a base part of his kit. You shouldn't need the Iron Man team up for that. And I'm really kind of tired of the Iron Man team up, to be quite honest with you. They need to put the healing beam to be a base part of his kit, but also the drone system, right? The drone system, although I love how it is used, you need to have it to where he can have multiple drones. However, each drone does something different. Does that make sense? So let's say you have a drone that you throw down and the drone literally heals. And then you have another drone that literally gives out armor, right? And that could be an entirely thing. Or you could do something where he has 2 dashes rather than 1, but one of the dashes doesn't travel as far as the single dash does. But in his current position, the reason you won't see a lot of Ultron players be as consistent, again, you have Angela, who I told you she already bullies and like kills most of the flyers. Especially slow-moving flyers like Storm won't be able to fight her. Ultron can barely fight her enough as it is, especially if she's hyper-focusing on him. And you couple that with one nerf that I really didn't agree with. When Ultron first came out, when you used your escape mechanic, it lasted 8 seconds, which also allowed you to travel to almost fly completely just a point. They nerfed that down to 6 seconds, so now I have 2 seconds less of flight time, and also it's a speed boost too. So I lost like my speed boost, my escape mechanic got worse, and you didn't give me anything more fun to play with. See what I'm saying? So the character objectively just got worse. You made him more of a damage dealer, which heaven forbid you made him a damage dealer because he's a medic first. But what you basically reinforced is when people used to constantly get on me for playing Ultron and competitive, how they talk about all you're gonna do is do damage and kill. Now it's like you're incentivizing that playstyle. You see what I'm saying? Because what they did was they changed him was they increased the damage of your ult several times. They've increased they reduced your healing output. So I'm like, when people say he's a duelist, he's pretty much just a duelist. Like Ultron, love him to death, one of my favorite characters. It's not my favorite character, but he's literally more of a DPS than a duelist. I genuinely, like, I play Ultron, I'm like, oh, don't have any damage. I'm gonna grab him to make up for the shitty DPS I'm playing with, like quite literally. Or we're getting dived too much and I use him to stop the dive and heal my medics. But outside of that, he doesn't serve much of a purpose outside of that, which is kind of sad, to be honest with you.
I agree with the Ultron nerf because I just basically off rip my playing was that most people aren't flyers and most people don't heal. I think he got nerfed only due to people not looking up. Same thing with Iron Man. You have to kind of sometimes ping him, or you have to go in the chat and tell people to focus in on him. But it's been plenty of times where people ignore Iron Man. Like you just heard someone literally fire an Iron Man. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. I think I want to say another notable nerf was Loki. I understood the dive, but I feel like a lot of people don't play him. So what's up with the nerf essentially? What other nerf? Any buffs that you take note of that you like?
The buff that I did enjoy was the fact that I'm trying to think. The Thing redesign nerfs. I mean, not nerfs, but buffs. The buffs that they did for the tanks as a whole, like Groot with his Iron Wall not making him CC immune, which means he can finally fight back against Wolverine. That's a game changer. So now there was a confusion what Groot was. They were like, is Groot a defensive bunker, which I always thought he was a bunker because he spams walls. But now he can go from bunker to brawl. Like he can literally go from I'm playing hybrid defensive and put this Iron Wall down wall off the exit, and now you cannot move me. I'm an immovable object that does high damage. Like he's a lot better now. And I feel like the thing they did with the tanks is they added more utility to the tanks, which in turn, one of the things the changes they gave to Thing was when he dives, now that thing takes like 30% less damage because he jumped at you. That's going to help him dive on people like Wolverine or even enemies where he dives on them and now he's taking less damage because he dived on you. That's a game changer, and that is huge. On top of that, adding Magneto, so again, utility, right? Magneto used to have to either give himself bubble and be selfish, or he'd have to give one to his teammate. Now, he can independently choose to give himself or a teammate bubble. That's utility. That is a game changer. That means that he can basically be more of a playmaker as a tank, because when I think of a tank, I think of the tank as the playmaker. You know what I mean? Between the medic and the tank, those are usually the playmakers. Duelists will sometimes make playmakers, but most duelists I know are just like team deathmatch mode, where they hunt down and kill, and you can't tell them to peel, turn around, fly backwards, nothing. But I think with the actual increase of, again, making Thing a better version of a peel, making Groot have the ability to be invulnerable, and even my favorite change, my favorite buff was actually Penny Parker. I had begged for them to make it to where her webs actually heal not just herself, but also the team, because this is a team-based game. And you made it to where people actually defend the nest now, because the nest gives them a speed boost and passive healing. That is a game changer, because now when they get dived on, they can use the nest as a safe area to defend themselves, but also blow up other people that dive on them. Like when they dive, the spider web will literally jump on Spider-Man or whoever's diving them and eat them up on top of her mines. But they're protecting the nest because it benefits them. So they're incentivizing people to work together. And that's kind of what I wanted to do with these utility changes. Incentivize people to have a reason to work together, not to play selfish. Because I'll be honest with you, most people that climb in this game, that you get like these bad teammates with these bad attitudes, they've basically gotten higher up in the game because they've been incentivized to do things that are selfish and self-serving, rather than work with the team. Like that's why I say I get on duelists all the time, because a lot of the duelist players I play with are some of the most selfish. All I gotta do is get damage and kills players possible, and that's how they climb. And it's really annoying. That's why I feel like they need to reset that system.
Apologies, I didn't, if there was any background noise from me. I had to just look up some the list, because I forgot for this season there actually wasn't any nerfs, but we're just covering previous nerfs that bothered us anyway. Because when I was looking, I'm like, I just forgot they didn't really. They like nerfed healers before and then buffed magic, tanks and DPS mostly, right? Yeah. Okay. That itself was interesting. Who do you think at this moment needs a nerf? You have to choose just like one person.
Off top, if I was to nerf any character, it would easily be there's several characters I'm thinking of actually, but I don't want to nerf them. I really want to fix the characters that they pick on more so. Because I could say Daredevil easily, but the problem with that is it would just shift someone else that already does the same thing as him. Does that make sense? But I'm thinking of another character. And the only reason I say Daredevil, not so much his hit, is more so his passive is too strong to me. If I was going to nerf something, I would say his ability to see through walls would not be as frequent. It would be like every 5, maybe 6 seconds. Every 3 seconds, he can see everyone on the map. That is actually too powerful to me. Because at that point, it's like you're fighting against somebody that has wall hacks, but he also counters a playstyle. If you play Daredevil, Invis and Loki are just wide open food to him, like literally. Which is why I recommend that people that play Invis typically they're incentivized to ban Daredevil, because Invis she becomes like an SS plus tier when Daredevil's banned, and when Daredevil's not banned, it's you're just food. To be quite honest, you're literally just food for him. But Daredevil is so crazy to me because he's a dive character, he's an assassin character, but my biggest thing with him that I think I would tone down is his health. He has way too much health. He's like a high mobility pseudo tank that can flank, crawl up walls, high mobility. He does everything. And when he chooses to have a 1v1 with you, he's so powerful that there's no reason to play Iron Fist. There's no reason to play Black Panther. There's no reason to play Spider-Man. That's why I say rather than even make him worse, I would work on making characters like Black Panther have more utility. I would work on characters like Iron Fist having more of a purpose, because if you've looked at the patch notes, Iron Fist has got nerfed buff, and now it's like, why would I pick Iron Fist at all? Because I have Daredevil, who does the same thing but easier. He kills you and then he gets a buff and get cooldown reduces because he killed you. Iron Fist kills you, it's just like good job, jump away. You know what I mean? And the incentives to play both characters is like night and day different, because one character just you get a good job, you gotta kill, flip away, versus Daredevil, he got a kill and now he's on to hunt the next person. And he also got his cooldown reduced to basically jump person to person, which is like a domino effect. He kills one person and then he jumps to the next person and the next person. And he's so good, I told you, because he has that much health. He's fighting tanks. He is literally fist fighting tanks, duelists. Daredevil don't care who you are, and that's concerning to me. While reducing his health, I would let him have the ability to get more armor, but I wouldn't allow him to have that base health to be like 300. It's like 275, 300. What is it base health again? Let me see.
For who?
Daredevil. Yeah, 325 is way too much.
It's needed only because he has to get out of sticky situations.
Right, but I'm saying you're at 75 behind a tank. You know what I'm saying? Like the lowest tank in like 400. Yeah, he's up there.
Sorry, I think they should kind of leave him, because I think he'll be like a benchmark or baseline for how much we need to, you know, up everything else, if that makes sense.
If collectively they raise everyone else, yes. His current
That's what I think will happen over time. I just realized that Loki's health did get increased from 250 to 275.
Yes. So did Cloak and Daggers.
Okay. Rocket got reduced cooldown. Anyway, sorry. I had to look up the Loki thing. Okay, so let me go back to the next question. So, who's your favorite character? As of like, yeah, right now.
It's kind of sad. I would actually say Angela at this point.
Angela? Okay, so this question is simple. Do you enjoy your experience with her? And if you are, like, what do you like about her? And we talked about that earlier, but I will just give you this question. If you had to fix one thing with Angela, what would it be?
So she became my favorite character because she does what I want to do with Iron Man, which is basically flank, dive in, great value, but she has infinite flight. So like that's something I said that they would never add, and they literally did, which is cool as hell. On top of that, I can make more plays with her than I can with a lot of my other characters because of the infinite flight. The scoop is really nice. If I were to add anything to her, I would increase her shield. So this move would go up to about 400, maybe 420, 410. Just a couple more points for that. But I would also reduce the cooldown from 3 seconds to be like, let's say 5 seconds to her to get it back, so she wouldn't be just spamming it, but just have a better base shield. That also would allow her to solo tank better, because my only issue why you don't see me play Angela as much now, she is like completely bad to play as a single tank, like very bad. Because unlike Venom, although her and Venom have similar playstyles, when she dives down, her weakness is CC. She doesn't have like the ability to stop crowd control. Your counter to crowd control is the shield. So my thing is, if you buff the shield, right? That would allow her to like fight CC, because it's more so like, I know you're gonna throw something, so I'm gonna throw the shield and I'm gonna block it. I would even add in another buff where her shield can actually reflect CC. So she flies in and she reflects CC, and then you freeze yourself, then I combo you for it. That would be really cool, like kind of like Captain America's shield. But again, like with that change, I have to increase the cooldown of her shield, because now the shield has more of a purpose and utility outside of just blocking incoming damage. Then you have to have like a slow out drawback to keep it balanced. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. Have you noticed a increase? Has the increase in movement speed made a difference for you? Well, the increase.
Yeah. Okay. This right here, the scoop is way better. Yeah, a lot better. She's a lot faster. Like gets his people a lot more quickly.
All right. So are you enjoying like the new spear health? I know you said you are, but I just still gotta ask these questions just to frame them.
It's actually like about twice as, it's almost like twice the amount of health. So yeah, like when I throw the actual ult now,
600 to 800.
I have like time to actually like fly around and then let my team follow up, versus before I threw it and it got to a point where I wouldn't crash down at all. I would just use it to tie people to a wall and fly away from them, because previously when I crashed down, I told you the problem was the crash down was too weak and the all was too weak. So by buffing both of those, I can actually, you can play her properly now. Like genuinely, I feel way more comfortable crashing down than what I did before previously.
Okay, all right.
But she's very much more of a threat.
All right. So it's a new season. How has this season changed your gameplay? And this goes into terms and characteristics of adaptation, adjustment to composition, and counter picking. How has this season so far changed that for you?
They purposely killed Ultron for me, even though I'm still playing them. It just makes me play Ultron more lane. Does that make sense? So like, I don't play Ultron as aggressive as I used to. I just literally will sit back. Yep. I will sit back with Ultron and I will literally just snipe all day. Vice versa, when I used to kind of like move in a little bit closer and try to heal the teammates, I don't even focus on more so healing the teammates as much as I used to. If the teammates put themselves in a bad position with Ultron, you'll see me basically dash away. And I would just create value through shots. I literally use him like a flying widow at this point.
You see those Groot walls?
Yeah.
Behind you?
Where at?
Look at that. That's what you're going to see at 18.
They're going to stack to the ceiling. It's a glitch once they get high enough, Jeff can actually fly up there.
Yeah, Jeff and Spider-Man were up there earlier. I had to showcase this mode. I just thought it would be pretty. I want them to put a little like underground fighting thing where you can like bet, you know, game
currency,
like
yeah,
a fight club where we all like, you got to go down to like secret tunnels, like you got to go around the city if you could find a note, and everybody had to find their own way, like to something like that. Yeah, you can people could go fight. That'd be lit. But anyway, so I appreciate the way you explain the game mechanics. That's one thing I'm not as good at. I can just tell you things based off my experience and common sense instinctual things, but
right.
I like how you break down things, and I do appreciate that. And I will say what I've learned from like this season and gameplay, you gave me like a different perspective on Cloak, because I was like a little like, I thought you were DPSing too much, admittedly, and you know, seriously, and I had to like, and I thought like you have to just build different perspectives, and you taught me like, okay, you're using a mechanic after, you know, be in Tyrone form, because you can, you know, protect yourself from an ult just in case anything happens. You can just use that. Think cooldown, simple things like that, and even how you're gonna explain it in your future videos. Simple things like that goes a long way, because people just don't know. But also, you know, have like, you're a pretty great player is what I'm saying. All right.
Thank you.
What else? Any other players that you've like had to? Oh, so wait, I will ask you this: what player has made you change? Swap immediately, or like not swap immediately, adjust immediately? What players?
I can show you the characters that immediately will make me swap immediately.
Just give me 3.
Okay, so starting off with this monstrosity, she has been like the antithesis of my mini playstyles since season 0. She's always been like SS plus until like a couple of seasons they nerfed her for Phoenix to feel like an amazing character. But it was after I battled Hela, right? This guy over here, Namor, was my second thing that's always been terrorizing me each season. And then Marvelrivals thought it would be funny to give them a team up, right? So this season when they put Namor and Hela as a team up, even whether they're good or bad, that means I'm going to see them more frequently, which also means that I just can barely play Iron Man safely at this point. But then they also buffed this guy here. I've been battling this dude since like, again, season 0. And if you have Magneto, Hela, Namor, even if you have just 2 of these guys, right? I can't safely ult near any of them, because let's say you grab let's say you grab Magneto, I try to ult you, he can stop my ult like this with the shield. He can stop my ult with his ult. He can shoot me out the air before I get my ult out. Or Hela, she don't even bother doing all that. She'll literally just 1, 2, 3 while he's saying maximum pulse, and you'll be out there. Namor is so funny. What he'll do is he'll throw the squids, chip away my health with the squids, and then while he's sitting there just dancing around the room, infinitely throwing these. Because they've basically strengthened a lot of the actual poke characters that are pretty much almost instantly deleting you off the shot, like hit scan type characters, I can't play Iron Man as effective anymore. Like, I genuinely have to play hardcore defensive cover or else. But also, I would say what's making me shift the more so, if you look at the previous patch notes through the seasons, every character in this game, including Thing from Bucky, rather than what used to be you had to have really good aim to get a flyer, and people hated that, right? They've changed it to where you have multiple moves that knock flyers out the air. So Bucky's energy shot, when he does this right here, he throws an energy shot, I get knocked out the air, and I'm super vulnerable for him to follow up.
Yeah, I noticed that, and I'm pretty sure in the description it says it's like made for flyers or something, right?
Yes.
That's the funny part.
They gave several countered picks for flyers, but the problem is you also weaken flyers. So at that point, I'm like, you're just catering to... I look at Season 5 as an experiment for how would the game play if flyers weren't a thing. That's kind of what this season for. It's like, if we don't have flyers, how will y'all enjoy the game? And people are just loving it. People are saying this is the best season ever. Just feel like season 0 again. And what I'm really getting at is that the people that actually play this game heavily are dive friendly, and they play duelist, and they play tank that dive. And if you play anything but hyper dive, tank, and duelist, they don't. That's like the majority of players on here. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like poke and bunker and support and healer are the niche people in this. But if you're not playing dive or duelist that dives, they don't. That's most of the community.
All right, now this is a common sense question, but who do you think has had the worst team ups? And don't go into detail. Who you think? Just say who you think has the worst team up and who's had the best.
Best team ups every time. The more has benefited the best out of all the team ups because his team ups are generic because he's a generic character and he does nothing but benefit from these team ups. If I want to say who's had the hardest time in team ups, I would genuinely say because although Hulk has been attached to some of the most powerful characters since he's first launched, because he's always, and I do mean always, the anchor of the team. That's why for like season I think 1 through 3 you didn't see Hulk because he kept getting banned. Like I would say he had the least. It's a tie between Hulk and Emma because Emma was technically, people keep saying she's the best tank in the game, right? Which I disagree with, but they want to keep saying she's the best tank in the game. And since her inception, because she's the best tank in the game, it's like an automatic for them to try to ban her, right? But also her team up is kind of pointless if I want to put it on it because Psylocke clone and Magneto's clone, it just gives them a clone, and that doesn't. It's like pretty pointless. So I wouldn't be surprised if they remove that next season. But
Agreed.
But yeah, I would say those two. I would say Emma because they don't like Emma, but like she has a useless team up, and then Hulk because if you like really study it, he's been the anchor for every team up. And then I don't know if you remember, but they might still have the team up. Hulk and Black Panther. I said, so just stay getting banned. Just continuously keep getting banned.
Punisher shooting down these group walls. I'm sorry. They're in chat arguing about it. I do agree because as an MMA, I feel like, well, you think they're maybe not wanting tanks to benefit too much off the team because they might start slaughtering?
That is a thing. I was going to make a video, which I'll probably make
Hawk
a video later.
Can get a little overpowered if there's a highly skilled like player behind him.
I agree. Hulk is not the best character in his base form or Hulk form, right? When he gets in his ultimate form, and if you don't have an Emma or something that has a hard CC, he can pretty much infinite combo most people out the game. So that's like a thing that a lot of Hulk players don't talk about, but I've watched it where he basically goes, full Hulk form, and he's just literally like playing like volleyball with your head until he like knocks you out the ring. So that's insane. But I would say, and you gotta be careful with the tanks because again, Hulk has infinite hops, which is technically infinite mobility. But also with infinite mobility, the more highly mobile you have a tank, which we have some of the most mobile tanks I've ever seen in any hero shooter, that basically means they don't have to just depend on the team for heals. They can literally just go hop to a health pack. So that's another issue I've been talking about this game. When you see me play Iron Man, I don't really want my healers to kind of split the heals up to go heal me, unless we're in a situation where I have to like fly down and get like an ult off or something, right? Because I can't go get to a health pack. But most of the time with Iron Man, because you're so fast, you can just go to a health pack. Like flank / rush down characters or like flank / dive characters, because Iron Man is technically like a flank poke dive hybrid. Those type of characters that have high mobility, same thing with Star-Lord, they are really supposed to go get health packs. Like I know it sounds dumb, but they're really supposed to go get health packs so that the healers can focus on healing people that actually need healing in the front line, whilst also flanking. But when they go to fight health packs, you might find somebody else who's also trying to get a health pack.
Since we're talking about healers, what is your opinion on 3 healer comp?
You said what's my opinion on healer comp? Like
what is your opinion on 3 healer comp? Like, and to be specific, are you choosing to have more tanks or more DPS over 3 healer comp offer? Like, I'll
say this. It depends what tribal heals are running. If we're running Rocket, Luna, and and what's his name? Ultron, that's gonna make me upset because the heals are gonna be slow, and it's more because of the way that Luna and Ultron play, they're more incentivized to just go play duelist. You see what I'm saying? If they wanted to, they could just sit there and just shoot all day, which encourages a bit of like a sniper composition, but also it's going to incentivize the healers to be slower because y'all going to be putting all the pressure on Rocket to do most of the healing. But also when Rocket's doing most of the healing, it's also splitting up the damage. So I don't like that composition. Now, if you tell me Cloak and Dagger, Jeff the Land Shark, and Sue Storm, I love that triple heal comp because that triple heal comp is going to mostly be focused on sustaining, healing, while also keeping damage and being able to defend each other. And you know, patty cake. If you told me Ultron, Adam, and Loki, I'm gonna hate that comp because it doesn't make any sense. It really makes no sense to pick those three. The heals are gonna be slow. Once again, it's gonna basically be more of a selfish, I'm gonna keep myself alive and make my numbers look good comp. More of a, I'm just gonna heal bot comp. And also, I've asked the reason. What is the reason we're picking triple heal?
And I was gonna transition to that question.
Yes.
Why is 3 healer comp occurring?
I will say this: the reason people go triple
and before,
heal.
Hold on, I'm sorry, I don't, you know, I don't mean to interrupt, but like I said, I just want you to answer this. So if you know how you running your lineup, 1 or 2 tanks, 1 DPS, 2 healers, like, you know what I'm asking. But how do you want your lineup ran?
My ideal lineup that I would prefer is 3 tanks, 3 heals. I don't even want duelists in most cases because I find duelists are typically, they're just mostly for what? Damage and protecting the point. Most cases, most duelists I get do not protect the point, nor do they even hit their shots or do damage. So at that point, I'd rather just have healers that are going to actually stay near each other, work together, communicate. Also, if I have 3 tanks, they're going to also be able to do damage, have high mobility, protect the front line while also flanking. So when I say that, I'm gonna list off a composition. For example, let's say I have Strange, Magneto in the front line, right? Both have shield tanks, both can hold the line, both can kind of take turns shielding each other while getting healed. And let's say I have Angela playing flank, or Venom playing flank. You see what I'm saying? I've got consistent damage. I have somebody pressure in the back line. I have someone that can take care of flyers in both situations. And then if I have, again, Jeff, if I have Jeff, no, my brain, too much talking. Jeff, Sue Storm, and Cloak and Dagger, all 3 of those healers can basically fight any situation. On top of healing, they can take turns because each one of them can sustain and hold together 3 tanks by themselves. So at that point, if I lose a healer or 2, I can still have 1 healer take over the situation, and I don't have to worry about, can Sue Storm heal everybody? Because Sue Storm can heal 2 characters at once. Same thing with Jeff the Shark. Jeff the Shark's spray can hit multiple people. Same thing with Cloak and Dagger. She can basically throw daggers and spread it out.
But now I gotta ask you, why are 3? Now you can get into why 3 healer comp is occurring.
So there's 2 reasons why we play 3 heal comp. Either we actually love 3 heals and we, you know, actually want to play 3 heals because we know that the team we're actually facing is taking way too much damage. Or there's the second reason that is the most common reason people go triple heal comp. Is 1, triple heal comp has a very high win rate as of recently, especially the previous couple seasons before 4.5, before all the nerfs. But also, usually it's a duelist that failed to be a duelist or failed to be a tank that's really a duelist in disguise. And rather than actually take the L, what they'll do is they'll go healer so that their stats don't look as bad while they're going negative. That's why most people play triple heals, especially as I've seen it. I would say very rarely are comps actually starting off triple heal and staying triple heal. It's usually, we're doing bad, so I'm going to blame the healers. I'm going to go play healer to make myself feel better while I'm going negative.
Yeah, I guess because it's like, if anything, I'll try to heal.
Yeah, because people watch stats on here. So, like, let's say...
Yeah, and they do have this thing where they will, be winning or not, they will get on your ass. And it's almost as if nothing is... Yeah, I didn't even interrupt. But it's almost as if nothing could go right or somebody has to take a downfall. Because I've noticed healers do this thing where they want to go ahead and, like, blame another healer or be like, oh, you're not healing me. And there's nothing wrong with that because some of them are not healing the other healer. That is a thing. But I would notice some healers do try to throw another healer underneath the bus, especially if they feel like we're like under a lot of pressure. Go ahead, please. Sorry.
As I've seen, people literally... Desertron's crazy.
Yeah, he's going crazy.
People literally want... It's like a mixed community. So the support community is a couple different things. You have some supports that want to be... But that they think of a support as... Or a strategist as a heal bot. Meaning, if you're not healing the entire time, you're a bad support. If you don't have 30, 40k healing every game, you're a bad support. There's healers that believe that you should do... So there's healers that believe that you should basically protect them 24/7, regardless of how badly positioned they are, regardless of whether they put themselves in harm's way, regardless of whether they're in the front line when they're not supposed to be, with no one else in front of them. And then there's the third part of the healer community that understands that the way these healers are designed, they have the ability to actually fight, but also the ability to heal, so they mix it up. And the reason I also want to say the stats that people actually really ignore on this game is when they talk about kills, everyone just focuses on, oh, look at the duelists and the tanks, they focus on those two, but they completely ignore that most games, I can tell you most people that listen to this right now can relate. If you really look at the times when you lose a game, you'll notice that the enemy team's medics will have 20 plus kills, right? And high healing to match your high healing, or the same healing you have while getting kills because they're in a better positioning than you are. And your team will literally, you'll have healers that have 0 kills. You'll have healers that have, let's say, 3 kills and 16, 18 deaths. But the enemy team will have kills of like 20, 25, 15, 10. And they'll only have died like twice the entire game.
Yeah.
It's the most ignored stat on this game. Like, truly.
Alright, so the next question. Do you want to add more moves to characters outside of team-ups? If so, which characters do you think... Just give me 2, but which characters do you think you would add more moves to their kit? And just before you go in, I do ask him a question about like what is... He has a favorite character. What would you fix for your favorite character? I would want for my favorite character, Emma, to just get her... to revert her back to how they released her. We talked about this. You had the idea of having the larger, bigger shield health bar go up. Yes. I don't disagree. My main thing was I just want the 2 grabs back. They already did a lot with the longer beam and stuff like that, but like I said, I just want... These guys are funny. I just want the 2 grabs and 3 kicks back, because there's a lot going on with these alts. And just to give an example, think about Aya Magamoto on top of a Scarlet alt, on top of a Daredevil alt, on top of a Gambit alt. Because 3 DPS, 1 tank. And then let's think about a Spider-Man alt. I'm pretty lucky with Emma shit, I can semi-block a Scarlet alt, but either way, that's what I would do my favorite character. Now to reiterate the question that I wanted you to answer, do you want to add more moves to characters outside of team-ups, and if so, which characters specifically come to mind? I'll give like 2 characters that come to your mind, please.
Thinking a character that I would actually redesign would be Iron Fist. You know how he has the meditation, right? And I think it's a team up with Mantis where he meditates but has the ability to heal teammates. That is one of the most pointless adaptations or team ups I've ever seen. I would completely remove that out the game. I would trade that ability to where it's his own independent ability, and let's say he meditates, but he gives the whole team that he's meditating near armor. That'd be much more impactful than him just giving out health and healing, because he's not a support. So giving him a pseudo support ability makes little to no sense. Scarlet, I would allow Scarlet to have the ability to have a shield as a DPS, because we barely have any duelists to have the ability to actually run in and block incoming fire. I would add, let's say, Thing. I would have Thing have the ability to pick up rocks as well and have a shield as well. Because one of the Thing's biggest weakness is he has no way to protect himself. He just eats damage constantly. Also, Black Panther, I would redo his kit and add more moves to it. That's what I would do. And just a couple of quick things I would think about as far as changing things as the characters are involved. I would do it. I have to think more on that, but I'd have to think more on that one.
Okay, because I thought she was going to stop, maybe like give me a healer off rip.
Talked about that though.
So I got about 3 minutes left on my little clock. If you could just give me like a couple quick assessments on a couple of your opinions on a couple characters. How do you feel about Rocket's healing?
Healing is actually kind of phenomenal. I don't have any much of a problem with his healing. The only thing I have a problem with is his fallout damage. So let's say Rocket just said I'm Rocket. That's fine.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Let's say Rocket's about right here, right? And he's shooting at you. I'm already from this range right here, I'm getting fallout damage. Like a lot of it. Versus when I'm right here, which is very dangerous that Rocket's this close, I do high ass damage.
Well, they probably don't want a mini Punisher.
I mean, but he is a mini Punisher.
Alright, now opinion on Venom's self-healing. I mean, they don't, because Rockets, dude, these guys will DPS if given the chance. No, I know. I'm just saying.
But I was saying something like, let's say you remove you reduce the amount of bullets in his clip, but you allow him to shoot a little farther.
Alright, how do you feel about Venom's self-healing?
Broken. But I would say it was broken until we introduced anti-heal. I was saying his healing was broken until I realized if you throw Gambit's debuff or even Blaze debuff or any type of anti-heal on him, the actual amount of health he gets back gets nerfed as well. So it doesn't work the same. It's like you're choking it.
Dream comp you want to run?
Yeah, the Magneto, Strange, or Strange, Emma, Angela, Invis, Cloak and Dagger, and Jeff.
Okay. And let me see if
like
there's
the
any
perfect
other
composition.
questions I forgot about. Do you want to add more moves? Are you looking for Rogue? Are you looking forward to Rogue, dude?
Really excited. I want her to be a tank. If she's anything but a tank, I'll freak out.
Fire. Okay. I agree. I hope she's a tank too. All right. So the last question: do you have any expectations for season 6 yet?
Yes, I'm hearing that we're getting Daredevil and some other chick I've never heard of.
We already got Daredevil.
That's related.
Wrong name.
Not Daredevil. Deadpool. Apologies.
You're good.
So if we do get Deadpool, that'd be fantastic. Everybody's been waiting on Deadpool. He's gonna spike the game up by another 110,000 players. However, I want them to be creative with him. I want to have a temporary power up because his teleportation belt is broken. Right? It doesn't work consistently. That's like a joke in the comics. I want it to be where you use it and it's a long ass cooldown, but if you have access to it, he can pretty much select someone on the map that he sees, mark them, teleport to them, pretty much slice them up or shoot them, disappear, teleport again. Like I felt like they were already testing the concept out with Star-Lord, but imagine he can independently teleport to you, kind of like Nightcrawler. I want to have that ability, even if it's a long cooldown with it. I want him to have the Venom armor system where he can basically give himself health at the drop of a dime, even if it's a long cooldown. His ultimate has to be something that breaks the fourth wall, whether he just pull out a gigantic laser gun or something hilarious that's like very, like jokey but also dangerous. The swords have to be fun too, and hopefully they put in the double pistols. I really want to be able to shoot the pistols.
I know, you know you're gonna get those. You know you're gonna get those. Now, I have like 30 seconds and I just want to wrap this up. I want to say thank you, Master, so let me interview you. I want to give credit. Your breakdown of the mechanics and how you describe everything is very inspirational. That's one thing I want to give you credit for. Thank you for being a great cloak, teaching me about healing, because I used to make jokes, you don't be healing. But I honestly, you talking about a different perspective of healing and some things about cloak, because I don't play coke, so I'm learning, don't criticize what you don't do. If that makes sense, though. Yeah.
The thing I was noticing, this was around season 2 when I really started taking competitive more seriously.
Hold on,
right?
give me 1 second real quick, because the recording is...
About, I think it was around season 2, 2.5, I started taking competitive more seriously. I told you, I noticed, because I started looking at these stats. Everybody kept looking at duelists and what the tanks were doing, because everybody has this ego problem telling about tanks and duelists are the hardest thing in the game. Most duelists are dumb easy. They're the easiest class in the game. I stand on that. Support is the second hardest class in this game, and the first hardest class is obviously tank. That's why nobody can ever play tank. But I noticed that, again, games I was losing, my medics didn't have any kills. I noticed there was like a huge disparity of damage, and I feel like that's what we don't talk about. People talk about damage with duelists, tanks, but they don't talk about tanks, healers that are also getting damage. And the reason I say Jeff is so powerful, Jeff basically, even if he's a bad Jeff, he's usually adding damage and healing to the equation. You'll have Lunas, you'll have Lokis, you'll have Rockets that they'll heal some cases, but they'll have no damage or no kills. And then you'll see the enemy team, like I said, you'll notice the disparity. Will have like 20, 15, 30. And obviously, let me also clarify that it's an inflation to say that they're getting 30 plus kills by themselves, right? But they're also literally adding damage to the point where they're getting eliminations. Like, my Cloak and Dagger doesn't kill independently that many people, but if I see somebody low and they're near my Cloak and Dagger and I go Tyrone and I finish them off, I'm taking somebody out the game for like another 6 seconds. And then after they become short on characters, running like a 3v2 or a 3v1 is easy. But if you're fighting constant 5v5, 6v6, I want it to the point where you kill somebody and then they start staggering or they get tilted. When they start staggering and they start getting tilted, that's when the game becomes easy. But when everybody's fresh and they feel like they got an even amount of fighters, it is super, like, way more work and way more difficult to kill anything. And that's why triple heals is honestly so powerful, is because you'll have this thing where people have this fantasy that they're gonna dive in solo and they're gonna just kill the entire back line. And that's why Daredevil's in the game, so they can have that fantasy. But that's why I say when Daredevil gets nerfed, a lot of people are gonna be mad all over again. Mark my words.
Yeah, they might be. I could see a nerf for him and I could understand it. I just got to playing him and I enjoy him, so I'll be a little bit sad. So that's why I kind of think they might not at the same time. You know?
I hope they don't. I just hope that they
I hope they don't either.
Continue adding more utility and counterplay, but I love how I love really overall with the change they did in season 5. Season 5 is like, it was what I was waiting on for the most part.
Fire, fire, fire. Like I said, I appreciate your breakdown of everything. Alrighty, let me think. You didn't really have any more like season 6 expectations? You said Deadpool, you went into a lot about that.
This is not a gameplay thing. They got tightened up on them bans. Well, somebody said something about race, religion, ethnicity, something very discriminatory, and they're basically just upsetting the gameplays. I want them to have the fear of God, the atheism, the Antichrist.
It should be an announcement. Like they should make an announcement for like, hey, this season, y'all got one more season of this, and after this, we're wrapping it up.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, I think they should give them a fair announcement so they could like adjust to, a new a new way of acting, essentially.
Literally.
Oh, how do you feel about the placement? Because like I said, I like this game. I love this game. If I ever say I hate this game, honestly, I'm hating the moment that is occurring in the game. I like this game. It's very creative. I will say, unlike Overwatch, in my opinion, I feel like this game has a lot of creative expression, and that is what I'm grateful for when I play this. I don't feel like I'm locked into a game where everything is mathematically planned, like my movement speed, and we're all on the same like power level. I'm not saying anybody's overpowered. There are like S tier. Every character is powerful though, on Marvelrivals. It is dependent upon your execution and said knowledge of your own character, and that is just my opinion. Because we will play with people who are so-called lords, or even I'm not trying to get on cloaks, but the hill-botting people that only want hill-bot but don't understand these mechanics that these characters have. The Spider-Man distracted me. The mechanics that these characters have are made for escaping, not really for offensive attacking, and that is just my opinion. I feel like if people adopt that mindset, like how you on Gambit are forced to have to manage resources. But I also started with Mantis, so I think that's kind of like also my mindset, because I was a little bit helpless with Mantis, and one of the reasons was Spider-Man.
Well, do think back when you played Mantis. You didn't know about the sleep mechanic back then, but most games that we used to like really tear people up, Mantis, you had 30 plus. I had to use that sleep mechanic. Like I had to, but I'm just saying that you had to manage those resources well, because you had to choose who you had to save that sleep for that said character. Plus, every game that you had the most success on Mantis, you had 30 plus kills, 40 plus like 20, 30 kills, and you were adding damage and healing. I'm so tired of a lot of supports, but they're not being held accountable on. They don't do any type of damage. They don't even try to be in position to do damage. They don't try to finish off anyone. And when you have that mindset that you're just gonna run away from every single dive, the dive gets more comfortable because they're like, "Oh, you're just gonna run away. I'm just gonna keep chasing you."
Yeah, but I am grateful for season 5. I do think I had some. What do you call it? I do think I had some opinions I had to take back, like about Angela, because I was like, man, don't nobody play Angela. This bitch flies. Excuse me. I was like, oh, this woman flies. She's a tank. No one's gonna play her, and I agree. I agree. I agreed with that at the time, and then I played Angela. I said, oh no. She's situational. You can't really solo tank with her, but you can if you're great at it and your team's great. You can get away with it, and I think she's great. And Daredevil, I didn't really play him until season 5. How I adapted this season was basically finding new characters to play, and that's why I'm grateful for this season.
And that's why, like, kind of what you used to say about the game being all about perspective, right? The more characters that you play on here, the more fun the game is. But the problem is on this game is people want to just one trick one character and play one way and only have one perspective. And this game has a counter pick factor. If you don't counter pick, what will happen is you'll limit your ability to play the game. And also you'll basically start having a hard time because like again, like now that we have characters like Angela that hyper focus on you, if you don't know how to counter this type of character, you're not gonna be able to play the game. Literally.
Hello, darling.
Oh, you can greet people. That's what's up. Let's see. This thing is cool.
You can actually see every name in the lobby. I just found that out.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I wish I could see their profile. Not like their actual username, but you know what I'm saying, like their actual like thingamajigger.
You can.
You can?
Press the gamepad and then hold on. Press start. Hold on. Wait, what was it? I just had it. Hold on. Man. You can actually hit your profile
menu.
and walk up to them. Yeah, it's a menu.
That took me to the PlayStation thingamajiggy. What's her name?
Blue Magic.
Blue Magic. I'm getting distracted on this game, not taking it out.
The left on the gamepad. You can see everybody in the lobby. You can choose to view profile at one at a time, or career, and you can see what their rank is and everything else.
Blue. I'm so upset I can't find this, but I'm leaving this in here because like you guys should check this stuff out. A view career, yeah. They be playing Magic. They at Silver 3. They be deep in Magic. Where do I feel like I'm missing some wins. 37 wins. 59, 37, that don't sound bad.
Not at all. Hey, that's another ammo behind you.
There we got distracted so easily because we talked to one person. I was interested in one person. I had him as a friend. Like, hey, they're in Silver 3. Might have to bring you to gold. Because we don't. Yeah, we could use some Magic. Shoot. We were talking about season 6 expectations. I took my opinions on Angela. I started playing Daredevil. Overall, this season made me adapt and change my own composition in the characters I play. I took a more offensive-minded approach instead of going 3 healers, because sometimes you just find out you go 3 healers that you're about to have 2 healers and that somebody is actually a DPS.
And once you start playing the roles, you start understanding how they think and what routes they're going to take, which makes the game so much easier.
Man, what's one thing that has, besides throwers, obviously? Okay, what is your funniest type of throwing?
You mean throwing I enjoy, or you mean throwing I find
the throwing
ridiculous?
that is hilarious. That's both. The throwing that is, yeah, both.
Okay, the funniest throwing I have is the throwing where people are just cracking jokes and we're winning. I will laugh with you. The throwing I find to be like making me want to throw my PS5 out the window is when you're literally your entire career or your likeness or your name is I'm going to throw, and you're throwing off of stuff like characters that I'm playing type of deal. Like, I don't find that to be funny at all. Like when you're trying to control the game and say I can't play a character just because you don't like said character, and I'm actually doing my job on said character, and you're gonna throw my game. Like, I'm gonna do a video about it pretty soon, but you remember that Cloak and Dagger hater we had?
Yeah, I was gonna do a video over her too, because ooh, let me talk. The reason why is because the team was legitimately trying to talk to the person and get an understanding that, hey, this was not on purpose. And that one where like the penny got banned. Yeah.
That too, but there was a one where we had a guy whose name was banned, Cloak and Dagger.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, that whole entire stream was terrible. That I was just gonna go over that. My least favorite type of throwing is the healing ban throw, or the I'm gonna ban your character throw. Not even because like I don't like the character, but because like I'm gonna ban your character. Or some people accidentally do it, but the doubling down shit.
That's my least favorite type of throw, actually, because what happens is when you ban a one trick, they throw the game by default.
Yes.
Because they got out here to play one character and one character only.
Yeah. Let's see if I have any other questions since I extended this a little bit. We already did the 3 healers. We did some season 6 expectations. Overall, you liking season 5? You enjoying your experience?
I'm enjoying it. I genuinely love this game. It's like one of my favorite games of all time, I swear to God. The only thing that tilts me, nothing more tilts me more than the thrower. Like genuinely, like people talk about win rate and stats, I'll be having a good time on this game the moment somebody gets on the mic and bans somebody's character and he's a one trick and he starts throwing. I'm just like, well, shoot, there goes another 10 to 15 minutes of my time.
You know, I thought about the DPS that ban. You know what? I will say another thing that kind of grinds my gears is when people ban Emma, but don't tank.
Yes, no, that's the thing. We'll have no tank after you ban Emma, and I'm like,
or ban Penny. Like, yo, this is actually hilarious. In the last one of the streams we had, like, I think it was like probably like the worst. Yeah, like the worst stream we had. Really ever, because we had all, like you said, all types of throwers. The person banned Emma, and then we banned Penny already, and they only played Emma or Penny, and we banned Penny. Another team had banned Emma, so they were like, so we had to fill in for tanking, and it was horrible because
I think long term in competitive scene, there's going to be 2 types of competitive. I hope they do this. I hope they have a competitive where it's just wild and crazy as it is now, where it's like player expressions and the number one thing. And then I hope they have a competitive that is role queue competitive, where you have to pick us like 2-2-2-2 or 3-3-3-3. Because I'm tired of, again, people not playing tank, banning tank, but not even trying to feel up like or play any type of tank. That has become so annoying to me. And you can have it to where you even get like special rewards or currency for playing the role queue, but I feel like they need to have role queue in this game. Genuinely, I'm part of the pro role queue team at this point. And I mean, it's probably just coming from me because I play all 3 roles. But at this point, if you're not playing at least 2 of each role, then you're in a way it's almost like you're limiting. You shouldn't be a competitive. My experience, really, you really shouldn't.
Okay.
You need at least 1 to 2 of each role. Now, I'm not saying like 5 or 6. That's hardcore players, but at least 1 to 2.
Okay. I think that might be it. Yeah. Oh, that is worth a report.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Anyway, I want to say thank you for letting me interview. Thank you for letting me have a discussion, interview, whatever we want to call it. I had fun. Have fun playing with you in competitive. I'll be having fun playing with you in quick play. One of the things I did learn from my experience with you, no matter what solo queue or let's say playing with you, even in quick play, someone you will end up having to carry someone, or someone is basically kind of sagging behind. And if we're winning, I don't really care if somebody is 1 whatever or 9-4. Because if we're winning, I don't care. I don't know what's going on with them, but if they're not getting killed, they're probably just putting up damage. Or and people don't understand, sometimes somebody is going to get slaughtered. I mean, fuck, someone's going to die. If it's that person, okay, I don't have a problem with that.
And that's why I like Ultron, because let's say I'm playing Ultron, right? And that's why the nerfing the healing makes no sense. If you have someone that's genuinely struggling on your team, I can just give you a drone, and I can pocket you. I can protect you, pocket you, and stop you from having as many deaths. But when you nerf my drone because of people basically using Ultron, because let me be honest, the reason they really nerfed Ultron, 1, it's like he got double nerfed because 1, he's a flyer, and they don't like flyers, the people as a whole, right? But also, the second reason they nerfed him, he was like the literal core thing, making triple medic unkillable.
Hello, darling.
He was like the ringleader of triple medic, I kid you not.
Yes, what is it?
Even though people joked you can only play him in triple medic, but now it's like you have to play him in triple medic. So you see how they shot themselves in the foot?
Yeah. Yeah, I still like Ultron. I was upset because most people don't play him, but I think when you have a great Ultron, he's very fucking highly executable. I did not mean to cuss, but he slept on. I think the other fly that needs to fix is Torch. I don't understand why he's as hot as the fucking sun and moves so slow, but I understand that certain characters, in my opinion, are lagging on they're lagging on mobility or damage because they're possibly still balancing these things out, and that's what I think. I think that's why Daredevil still hasn't been touched, because maybe we're just trying to we're probably still trying to find the ultimate baseline for everybody, if that makes sense. Because if we keep nerfing, we're not possibly growing. That's just what I think. Ooh, that Widow fit is pretty.
This is the purple one, yeah. This is her alternate.
You hear me talk on, I said on stream, it's 3 characters that I think they should take out the game. Not really take out the game, they just need a rework. I'm gonna ask you yours. Mine is Widow, Adam, and what did I say? Storm. And my opinion for that is Storm might not be strong enough. I don't even know if her support's strong enough. It's just no one's asking people to pull out those characters. And Adam's a healer. My second thing with Adam's mobility, holy gosh, man, holy French toast, bro. The dude, I played Adam, great. I was charging too much. When I get dived on, I'm just getting dived on. Like it's pretty much a wrap. And I said Adam's so sacrificial. You said Adam's, what do you call it, his mobility or his dash was him dying. That had me dying, dude, because I was like, what the fuck? It really is. You just float up and then you might cocoon or might revive them, but he's such a risk just with the mobility. I feel like he was the only healer that didn't really have an escape mechanic or ability to get away. And when I look at certain other characters, I'm like, come on, bro. And Viz has a lot of things in her kit. You mentioned them early on. Her kit's beautiful. Yes.
She's literally the perfect medic.
I'm hoping we could, everybody medic wise could get on her level. That's why I asked a question if you had any characters that you would add some kits to. I was like, man, let's just start with the healers. Yeah.
Starting with the healers, I'm redoing Luna's kit. I hate Luna's kit. By redoing, I mean you don't have to destroy what's already there. Just add more things to it. I would add more things to Loki. So Loki has a useless ability, right? Have you ever seen Loki do this right here? You see a little knife? This knife is his passive ability. When he stabs you, he does more damage with the stab. How many Lokis do you see stab you though?
Make way for the hand of heaven.
So you know how they basically made it to where they killed his ability to flank, but his whole passive ability is built to flank. So I would really, if I were to change anything about this game, I would change a lot of people's passives. His passive is the most useless passive I've ever seen. It's like a Final Fantasy buff where you stab somebody from behind and you literally get more damage, but it's not like buff. It's just like, oh, I got behind you. Aha, I did a little bit more damage. And now you're gonna turn around and whoop my ass. That's dumb.
Yeah, I miss, man. It's okay. Sometimes I don't miss old school Loki, but I do miss seeing him. Because I had a lot of good Loki players on my team, and they don't play Loki. They play like everybody else, but Loki. But
the hardcore Loki mains I know put him down. That's how I know he was bad.
They will pull him out, but no one's really asking for Loki. No one's really asking for Adam. Adam and Gambit's a good combo, though.
They pull him out, but the reason you don't see them confidently pull him out, he lost his most strongest ability. His ability, he was a part of the original healer meta, was the ability to stall. They directly nerfed when he copies certain characters like Luna. They have reduced ult time now. And also, you know what they're also doing?
All the angels are here. We just missing a furry.
Literally, they were doing the what's it called? They were using his ults and then fighting for a long period of time and then throwing ult. They nerfed his actual time to be in ult as well. So Yeah, they kind of Loki's power got weakened dramatically. He was the best medic in the game. Now he's a good medic, but not the best.
Yeah, I just miss him though. That's one thing I'll say because I had Koam show me Loki, and I was like, that is cool as shit that you could actually be a healer with 3 clones. That's what I said. This game has a great way of expressing themselves. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like they be cooking up in the lab, and I gotta give them credit. If I ever say I hate this game, I don't. I love this game, dude. I love this game. And I want more of it. I want more healers. I want more tanks. That's what I'm looking forward to. DPS can probably take a little bit of a sideline, but I know it's not going to happen because I'm enjoying DPS too. I like how there's a multitude of answers and there's a multitude of ways I can express my gameplay. And what's something you're looking for in the future? It doesn't have to be season 6, but what's something you want in the future from this game? It doesn't have to be a character, but go ahead.
If I would add anything to this game, I would add the ability to more mini games. Actually, we don't have a lot of mini games. So when I say that, we've added more arcade modes to the game, which I love. But let's say we just have like how they did zombies, more PvE experiences, which they're already working on right now. So just waiting on it.
This is funny as fuck. I'm sorry. I just realized, like, what is going on? Welcome everyone to the meeting. Greetings, greetings.
Greetings.
This Angela fit is so plain to me. That Cyberpunk is just, yeah.
He said, hey, this guy's funny as fuck. Oh my god.
But my thing is on this game is like people still like base their entire self-worth on ranked, and ranked is just ranked. You need more fun games for the game to like, for the casuals, so the casuals have somewhere to go when they don't want to compete all the time. Because I mean, most of the games I play are competitive, so like I'm used to it, but you need more casual modes for the game, genuinely. Like even more. Like keep adding that every 2 seasons you should have more casual modes.
Luna Snow could bring a little.
This game is funny as fuck. He said first order of business is snacks. Man, I love this game. Like I said, I want that fight club in the city so I can go watch people fight each other. Like pull one-on-ones out. If you could challenge someone to a 1-on-1, like, oh, see, hey, still decided to Marvelrivals, yeah. Challenge, so, you know, Mortal Kombat, people like, you know, they be talking shit like, oh, you know, you really want a 1-on-1. Hey, you should be able to run a 1-on-1 and they'll take you to, like, the underground fight club and we can watch and, like, put money on you, like, spectate you. Like, because you're in the squad, you can, like, spectate your homie. So, like, you can really, like, get into, like, oh, you talking stuff, and somebody can send you a thing for a 1-on-1. So
we have a system that allows you to do that, but
so somebody's like, if you get, somebody's like, oh, you really think you like the best magic, bro, I diffed you. So like, oh, okay, I sent you a request for 1-on-1. And they can have arena, we just gamble on them. That'd be cool though. Alright, let me chill out. Not these Jeffs. They hating on the Jeffs? What the fudge? Alright, I'm getting distracted. That's pretty much it. That's all I have, man. Okay. Pumpkin Jeff. We gotta pull out the pink Jeff. Incognito. I always take this freaking suit off. I get killed. It's
the best way to get dived out.
Yes, they're like, oh, let me kill you.
Yes, because you're pink and you're like, there's no pink on any map. But it matches this magic fit pretty well.
Yeah, it actually does. What's up? Hey, is everything furry this season? Tis the season for furriness.
Everything is adorable. This is the adorable season. Even Venom's adorable.
Oh, interesting.
This season is basically Strawberry Shortcake themed, to be honest with you. It's actually you're gonna see it during the anniversary event.
Yeah, go ahead. What'd you say?
Anniversary event, you're gonna see a bunch of Strawberry Shortcake themes.
Richards, ready to help. Sue Richards, ready to help.
My Boba should be able to speed that robot up. People need their food, man. I love what they did, though. Yeah, I hope it gets bigger. Like, we can go and, like, what if you actually would be able to, like, go and order, like, coffee and food?
Like, this is Times Square, but imagine they're gonna add different types of areas you can go to.
Yeah, I want this to be big. They need like a 2K Marvelrivals where you just... Sorry, let me stop. Anyway.
But again, they did this as a way to test out the 18 versus 18 mode to be stable before it came out.
You want to go over here and check this out real quick? I might all right, so let's wrap this video up real quick. Where Masketeer? Where is right here? All right, let me pull out my main. Shout out to Emma. Hey, if you're listening, I need that revert, you know what I'm saying? But in all seriousness,
all you gotta do is make your diamond form have more.
Go ahead and go over it, and then when you're done, go ahead and, you know, it's, you know, the season of gratitude, so go tell Marvelrivals, you know, you're thankful for the game, because I appreciate the game. It's free to play. I met cool people, great community, great game overall, not even joking. If I say I hate it, it's just because it has frustrating moments. Beautiful skins, beautiful artistic creation, nice, beautiful characters that the devs be cooking all the time. I'm not going in there yet, man. Oh, damn, you swallowed everybody.
Yeah, that is.
But yeah, yeah, so go ahead and, you know, say your gratitude and stuff. We can go ahead and wrap this up and go to the other side.
Honestly, like I said, this is the only game I know that I'm excited about to actually get on every.
Okay. This season made me kind of want to grind it out, but I got some other things I want to kind of get into. But I will be taking this a little bit more serious, like competition-wise, comp-wise, next season for sure.
My goal for this season, I just want to get to Grandmaster 1, and then I'm stopping.
Nice. I don't have any high goals like that, but I like that. Man, solo queue or you doing or stacking? How you doing that? All the above.
If I can do it on solo, great. If not, I'm just gonna do it on stacking. But honestly, both. I'm gonna start off trying to see if I can do it on solo queue. If I can get away with it on solo queue, then my thing is I have to when I play I'm gonna do it while getting healer. I want to do it while playing Sue Storm and Cloak. Those two. I feel like if I train with Cloak and Sue Storm, I should be able to counter every situation with those two.
Okay. I just had to ask if you had like a preference or anything, because some people have their own recommendation of doing things. All right. Anything else you want to say? All right. Thank you for having me.
Go ahead.
I was just saying thank you for being here. Thank you for having me. Type things. Go ahead.
I would say it seems difficult, but all I really gotta do, my strategy for this one is gonna be win 4 games a day, get off. Don't keep playing. Because my problem is I love this game too much and I will grind this shit out for hours. But in order for me to pull this off successfully, to avoid his throwers as much as possible, I need to win 3 games in a row, leave, win 3 games in a row, come back another day, win 3 games, come back another day. It seems like the longer you play it, the more throwers you get. I genuinely attract more throwers than once I get past the hour mark. Swear to God.
I agree. I just feel like in my experience, I had to carry as in tank. I wasn't sure if that was what I was supposed to go in and field for, but we ended up tanking, and then we ended up not having any healers, so that's what I experienced. Like, we legitimately, people don't want to heal, and people don't know how to tank if they ban Penny and Emma for the most part. Yeah.
And they don't even really know how to play Penny. That's the funny part. They genuinely don't. I kill 90% of the Pennies I run into. What they do is they throw nest, and because the players on here don't know how to fight Penny, the nest just carries them.
Yeah, and I have a lot of Emmas that just mainly beam.
Yeah, because you can get away with that. You can genuinely get away with just beaming. Until you fight a flyer, because I told you they weaken the counter players. When you have flyers, you can't get away with just beaming.
It's good though, cause it's good. It's a good thing because I was telling you I had a problem reaching for Ultron when he first came out. I really could not kill Ultron, but and other people, like I told you, don't look up when it comes to flyers. So Ultron they were getting cooked. I kind of wasn't, cause I had a shield and you know, it's only so much roof and air Ultron has and all that other stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, OG Ultron was very hard to kill.
I like that Ultron.
Yeah.
Can people hear me? What the fuck? Oh, okay.
No, they're just doing silly shit. That's Blue Magic. That's from earlier.
No, yeah, I had no problem with that. I was they was someone having a meeting. I was like, I hope they can't hear me. But either way, that's what's up. I like this mode. I just wanted to showcase this mode instead of being in practice. It's lit. It has nice ads in the back. If you guys didn't notice, it showcases the skins over there. The Iron Man one was up there earlier. Everything is related to heroes and Marvels. There's helicopters right at the top. If you haven't looked up at the sky, there's a glitch that people could go up at the sky over there. Spider-Man can climb up those buildings over there. So yeah. It's pretty cool thing.
You know, it'd be a cool buff for Emma. Giving her more than one shield and allowing her to use the shield as a staircase.
Ooh, now that's cooking. That's cooking.
That's cool. Or using her shield as a bounce pad. That'd be even cool.
You're basically asking for them to hold trigger and probably use L1, R1 while holding it to be able to use it like Groot. They'll like probably add that.
Imagine she uses her shield, she places it flat on the ground as an option, a secondary button, right? You bounce off the pad, you go diamond form and grab a flyer out there. Or Spider-Man, imagine that.
Yeah, I like that, I like that. That Jeff is up in the other Jeff. This game is dumb. I actually appreciate all the skins, whether they've been Goonish or not. I appreciate the support of the Gooner. No, I don't. It gets a little weird, but I appreciate the expression of, you know, the sexual freedom in the game. Or whatever.
Honestly, the skins are funny because the majority of these skins are either fan-made skins, as you've seen, the Magic skin's a fan-made one, or honestly, Sue Storm. They actually censored Sue Storm. Like Sue Storm in the comics was worse. Like she looked way worse. Like see how I have like leggings on.
Yep.
Sue Storm in the comics this is the original fit. There was no leggings. It was just like cakes.
Yeah.
It was like, so like, they just took what Marvel did and
I remember that, you pointed that out, that actually was a thing.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, like, they're just picking the original fits and putting them in the game, but Marvel's been doing this, like, they just capitalized off of it, so I'm not even mad at it. But like I said, I appreciate you having me here. Interview was very professional, very well done, very fantastic, and I look forward to doing the next one.
All right, though. In all seriousness, peace.
Peace.